Tom, it's crazy when you find out a mate has a unique skill and, it's always the oddest thing, isn't it? Someone's really good at typing fast or, blowing bubble gum, something
Excel.
weird like that. Yeah. When you
Someone
find
knows all the shortcuts to Microsoft Excel.
that creeps me out. When someone knows Excel back to front, I think, what have you been doing to learn that? Like, how did you master the Excel? No one's mastered Excel.
And don't give us that accounting stuff.
Yeah. But one of our mates, Jasper, he's just got back from Melbourne. He went to the Formula One because he pretty much got intertwined in this competition for the weirdest reason. When he was over here in Adelaide, he did a beer pouring competition.
Yeah, he works in a pub, and they came into the pub it was Heineken. They wanted to see who the best beer pourer of Heineken in the state was, and they won a trip to the Grand Prix in Melbourne.
Yeah. Really cool prize, isn't it? And I imagine they're just being like these weird talent scouts coming in and saying, hey, you pour a nice beer. Want to hop in the big leagues?
Well, I know a guy who, like, a few years back did a similar thing, but it was cocktail making.
Right.
And it was like the whole country ended up coming third in that.
Wow.
Of making cocktails.
It's huge. Then you get ultimate bragging rights. As soon as you go work at a bar again, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But our mate though, he did the beer pouring competition here, got into the finals, so representing South Australia, got to go, like you said, over to the Grand Prix. He got, paddock tickets. He got to high-five the drivers as they're coming out. Got to be up close and personal. It was like $500 cash prize as well and a year's supply of Heineken if he won.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Massive. And now he's got not only that.
Better send him a good congrats message. See if I can get on board.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's funny now. He didn't win the finals, unfortunately, but I guess he did win the bragging rights of being one of SA's best beer pourers.
Yeah, and getting to go to the Grand Prix. I think that's good enough prize as it is.
But it got us thinking about these weird competitions because there's so many bizarre ones that celebrate unique skills around the world.
Well, I mean, a classic one is like food eating competitions. You did the big sausage roll eating competition last year.
I did.
Yeah, didn't win that either.
Well, I will bring up the fact that there were a few discrepancies. I will always say that I think they jumped the gun and awarded the prize to whatever politician won at the time. It was a bunch of politicians and athletes there or something.
Mate, no one likes a sore loser. Get over it.
I'm not going to get over it because I should have won that. And it was a nice little cash prize.
We are going to open up the text line in just a moment. What competition were you in, Adelaide?
You know what's another great one that we've done at Sidewood? The grape stomping.
Grape stomping, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I got close in that. I got into the finals, but unfortunately, legs just gave up.
I had to crawl away that day.
Yeah, there was too much grape juice and not enough pickle juice.
Crawling away from defeat.
Jude in Plimpton. Jude, good morning to you, mate. What competition were you in?
A wet T-shirt competition.
Right.
Wet T-shirt competition.
I've never seen them in person. They're always something in the movies or American college movies. You see the wet T-shirt comp.
I didn't realise it was anything outside of fiction. Jude, how'd you go in the wet T-shirt comp?
Yeah, I won.
Wow.
Hey.
Jeez, there you go. We're with our wet T-shirt comp royalty on the phone line.
Have you been in wet T-shirt competitions before or since?
No, that was my first one and my last one.
Right.
Okay, going out a champion.
How many people do you go against in a wet T-shirt comp?
There was about 6 or 7.
That's a decent chop.
And what did they just line you up and spray you down with a hose? How did it go down?
Yeah, basically white T-shirts, no bra.
Yeah, right. And then what do? Just stand there and show off, and you just they pick a winner.
Yeah, they vote on it by audience participation.
Really?
And so, Jude, where was this?
In Brisbane.
Oh, Queensland.
Right. Okay,
Makes sense.
Tracks. Good on you, Jude.
Got Shannon in Fairview Park. Tell us, what was the competition?
An air guitar competition.
An air guitar competition.
See,
right.
I love this. I've seen this around the world. America is big on them as well. So what happens in this? Do they play a backing track and then you just go ham on it?
Yeah, so they play a track. They gave us blow-up guitars, but they were very small, really
like a ukulele. Yeah,
size.
right.
Yeah, so you feel, extra on tilt. And then, you just go for it. And then it's dependent on how, I guess, convincing you are to the audience on the fact that you're actually playing a guitar really well in a rock band.
Shannon, did you get to pick the song you get to shred to, or...?
No.
Oh, that's
See,
tough.
I wouldn't I would have absolutely prepared choreo and everything if I did, but no, it was...
Shannon, was there...
it was all on the spot.
Was there any signature moves you went for, like guitar behind the back of the
Oh,
neck?
Yeah. The kick.
No, the kick.
The kick,
Right.
The kick is a classic.
So you kick to the side and you kind of like hop like
Oh,
a bunny.
the Akadaka special.
Yeah.
Where you
I
are...
was much fitter. I was much fitter in those days, I'll tell you that.
I feel like
Not
the kick... Did anyone else go for the kick? I feel like everyone would jump on that one.
No, they just did the lean. Because we had like senior management. Like I'm talking like head of departments and things there. I just don't care. Obviously you can tell I just got no shame. Whereas other people were being really like conservative and just like playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like
rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
And how many people were in the crowd, Shannon?
We had over 700. So
Whoa, that's like a concert. You're a rock star.
I was famous.
Good on you, Shannon. Callum, these days, we're surrounded by so many conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Right, they just keep poking out of nowhere. Something happens and there's a conspiracy theory about it, especially in this day and age of the internet and Reddit especially.
Sure.
Yeah, they get out of hand pretty quick. I mean, we've seen, in the past couple years, we've seen, fashion brand Balenciaga being devil worshippers apparently.
Yeah.
World leaders and celebrities being lizards. Some conspiracy theories even try to disprove scientific facts, like, the Earth is flat.
Sure.
Or, another very common one, the moon landing was a fake.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Moon landing being fake is one of the biggest ones. I guess you could call that an old historic conspiracy theory that has literally been around since the 70s when it happened.
This one dates back for sure. And I recently found out the moon landing conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory my own mother gets around.
I mean, it is a shocking thing when a parent, because, I feel like conspiracy theories lend themselves to being a little bit crazy. Like you're at the pub with your mates, so you're kind of a younger person thing. But when your parents, who are meant to be sensical and, mature, they just drop out a massive bombshell. Hey, I don't believe in the moon landing. And you think, okay, well,
what the hell?
Where did that come from?
The worst part is, it came out of the blue.
Yeah.
I've never heard this from my mum before in the past, but we're just driving together the other day, and out of the blue, and we weren't even anywhere near this topic of conversation. She just drops this bomb. Yeah, it's like the moon landing.
Yeah.
Faked. And I'm like, what?
Where did it just comes about because you're like, oh, have you seen Interstellar? Great movie. She's like, I would never watch a piece of fictional garbage like Interstellar.
Star Wars has more viability than that.
It's an interesting one because I was literally talking to a mate a few nights ago. He was over and he also dropped he does believe in the moon landing, but he was saying if there were to be any conspiracies, that he would follow and, not believe in, it would be the moon landing. And I was like, wow, there are a lot of people that, lean towards not believing it.
Yeah, so look, this is, and my mum, she saw the moon landing like with her own two eyes on TV when it happened in 1969.
Yeah.
Right? So I asked her, I'm like, what do you mean the moon landing's a fake? What are your driving points? And basically she said, well, why haven't we been back to the moon since? Why has no one been back to the moon since that first mission?
Yeah.
And I said, well, probably because it's a big rock with no minerals or nothing worth to us, and it costs so much money to get there.
It's a little bit boring. There's not even a gift shop.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
And
also, we've been dedicating more of our time to doing the space shuttle and things like that, orbiting around as opposed to going to the moon. So we have, done a lot of stuff in space.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, she reckons it's to do with the radiation. And I said, what radiation? And she said, there's radiation all on the moon. That's why we can't go back or go there at all.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, so there is radiation that comes off the Earth that goes around the moon, but it's if you're going fast enough as you would, propelling towards the moon, it's not going to affect you. It's only if you stay in the one spot, then it would cook yourself.
Riddle
a little
me
bit.
this: even with an astronaut's outfit on, that would act somewhat like a hazmat suit. That would offer some sort of protection.
Well, I've heard that it's almost like walking on hot coals, that you just wouldn't stay in the same spot, that you just kind of keep moving around and it's not going to affect you that much.
Yeah, and then she asks, and then so we haven't, agreed on any of these points as of yet. And then she goes, well, why hasn't anyone else been there? Why isn't any other country? Why just America? And I said, I think other countries have tried to go there.
Yeah.
And why would NASA and every other space organization in the world all lie about this one thing? Why would countries be at war over one thing, but they're like, whoa, don't you dare mention about the moon landing being fake. We're on the same page about that.
You don't lie about the lizards. We don't lie about the moon landing. Keep it under wraps. Damn it. Yeah, the UN is just playing, just whispers around the office.
It doesn't make any sense. What's in it all? What's in it for all of them to lie about this?
I'll tell you what, Tom. As much as evidence as we're talking right now, there would be people that would, side with your mum for sure. It is a really polarizing 50-50 one for sure.
Yeah, but this is taking me back.
Yeah,
I've got to say.
I'm keen to see what else she comes out with.
Callum, just the other day we heard a bit of a crazy story from our content director Sophie.
Yep.
She was telling us about a time where her friend Kate set her hair on fire, trying to, they were doing each other's hair and they were straightening it or something, and then one thing led to another and bam, her hair was up.
Yeah. Crazy story. I thought it was, myth that people lit their hair on fire, but Sophie, our content director, seemed to think, no, hey, it's actually a pretty common thing that happens. And she, had a few stories up her back sleeve.
Yeah, and I had a story as well. It was years ago. I used to have very long hair down to like almost the nipple line, I guess you would say.
Right. Yeah, I walked around like just shirtless, making sure everyone could see the measurements up to the nipples.
Covered them up, but everyone knew.
Like a Tarzan kind of look I was going for.
Yeah, minus the abs.
Yeah, beer belly Tarzan working at the pub.
Yeah, grease down my singlet. Yeah, that's basically how it was. No, we were at the pub and I was sitting outside and I was sitting around a couple of people who were smoking, and I guess my hair got caught in the flame due to the wind. And
right,
then,
so what do you reckon it's the embers off the cigarette that flew from the wind into your hair?
It was like windy, so my hair was going, the flame from the lighter was going, and then I had some product in my hair and just went woof.
Right.
And just went up and I was like, whoa!
What, you reckon it was like hairspray or something that just was flammable or whatever was in it?
Yeah.
God.
Because it just went up. And luckily I was okay and it didn't really damage the hair too much. And it was managed to be put out pretty quickly. Just a quick clap of the hair.
The person's dipping your hair in the ashtray, trying to get rid of the fire, like it's a cigarette.
Put it out, yeah.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think. Like, when it happened to me, I thought this is an isolated incident. But then when our content director, Sophie, told us that story and then said she had more stories, then I've spoken to other people who have other stories as well. I thought, how common is this? So we're going to open up the text line. Have you set your hair on fire, Adelaide? Or has someone else set your hair on fire?
Yeah, you might have seen it yourself. Could be a birthday party with the candles, something like that. Do you remember when Michael Jackson lit his hair on fire when he was doing the Pepsi commercial?
No, what happened?
It was back in the day, and there was something like a little mini explosion or like a fire hazard, and a bunch of embers went onto his hair. But it was the same thing as you, that obviously Michael Jackson, and he would have had a crap ton more hairspray than you, I reckon. Like, the guy would have been make-upped up, and it just lit on fire.
And he said...
Yeah, he got out of there ASAP. But do you know what someone said apparently on the set of the commercial? Michael Jackson kept on dancing because he didn't want to disappoint the audience. Take a rain check, dude. You're on fire. No one's going to not call you the king of pop because you've stopped dancing because you're on fire.
He probably thought it would look cool.
Relax.
I would.
Yeah. Damn, this is painful, but it's looking great.
Somebody's texted through saying, I was walking in the parklands and some random person came up behind me and lit my hair on fire. I was okay, though. That's terrifying.
That's horrible. The fact that that's in our own state, that we've got a bandit fire person running around.
Yeah.
It's not even during a Pepsi commercial. How do you know when you're safe?
How do you know? We got plenty of people on the phone lines too, though. They're clogging up. We got to get it to Tanya in Woodford. Tanya, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Did you set your hair on fire, Tanya?
It was actually my best friend.
Yeah.
We had to go to a funeral, unfortunately, and it was a religious ceremony, so you had to light a candle when you walked in.
Yeah,
sure.
And obviously during the proceedings and what have you, it's gotten a bit emotional, so she's gone to wipe her eyes and blow her nose, but bent the candle towards her face, and next thing, all of her hair's on fire. So we've just got hands and arms going everywhere trying to pat her out. So,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was
So
Right.
what happens
amazing.
at that part of the funeral? Like, I mean, how do you come back from that? Do you go through the usual proceedings after? Or
Is there
it
a
just
5-minute break?
Yeah, do you go straight to the wake?
Yeah,
or?
well, no, it was kind of like we're just going to slink across to the side and so kind of try and be as inconspicuous as you can be after something like that.
It's pretty hard after that.
Sanya, how long?
Absolutely.
How long was your mate's hair? Was it really long? Is that how it got caught, or was it just the candle got too close?
No, it was both. She had really long hair, but she also had it full of hairspray at the time. So, yeah, it was kind of just that perfect storm, basically, and she unfortunately ended up in flames.
No way. Was the person who passed away a bit of a jokester? Do you reckon they would have looked down and thought, geez, that's pretty funny?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Absolutely. Would have thought that's the best comic relief.
Yeah, great.
Good on you, Tanya. Thanks for getting involved, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers. Got Reese and Woodcroft. Tell us, who set their hair on fire? Was it you? Was it a mate?
Morning, boys. No, it was me. I was at a private event and got given a lap dance by a stripper.
Yeah.
And
Right.
she put whipped cream on my nipples and set it on fire and whipped it out.
Oh, wait, so the stripper set you on fire?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah.
what happens? Like, did your mates help put it out, or
No, she whipped it out.
she whipped it out?
What did she use for a whip? Like a proper whip, or just your belt, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take that as a whip.
There's a lot of things we can assume.
Because the world is run by the man. Who? The man. Oh, you don't know the man? Oh, he's everywhere. In the White House, down the hall, Miss Mullins, she's the man. And the man ruined the ozone, and he's burning down the Amazon, and he kidnapped Shamu and put her in a chlorine tank.
Wow.
Stick it to the man with Tom and Callum on Fresh 92.7.
Callum, it's no secret that here on the show we talk about some pretty weird stuff, and it doesn't always land.
Well, there is a bit of a filter process sometimes when we have a segment idea. It kind of sometimes we try and sneak away with it and just do it, but occasionally there will be a boss or upper management that says, hey, I've had a look at that. It's a no-go.
Yeah.
You're not doing it.
If you do it, it'll result in you getting in trouble, so we leave it. So instead of just doing it and going out on a whim and trusting our guts, we've decided we'll come up with a game called Stick It to the Man, where we take all these segments that have been rejected by our bosses and do them anyway and see what you, the Fresh fam, think.
That's it. If you're wondering who the man is, it's the boss upstairs, it's the boss downstairs, it's anyone who's said no to these segments.
It's anyone that outranks us, which is every single person at Fresh. Even the volunteers outrank
There's
us.
quite a few people above us on the hierarchy, so any of them count as the man. But hey, Tom, we do want to give this a crack today. This is a segment that has been rejected many times. We've been told, no, it can't be done. Let's see, Fresh Fam, if it is actually worth doing and if it's good.
Yeah, towards the end of the break, we'll ask you to text in on 0428 927 927 whether we stuck it to the man or not, or whether the man was right and we should have left this segment alone. We've been trying to do this for about 2 years now on air, and here it is. Guess the animal fart.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm keen.
So
I'm
I've
keen.
got 3 animal fart noises here. I'll give you a hint with each one, and you simply have to guess what animal did that fart.
Yeah, straightforward.
Here's the first one. And here's your hint. King of the Jungle.
King of the Jungle. George, it's a monkey.
No.
Tarzan, that's a human fart.
It is a lion.
A lion. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense, actually.
All right. Second guess. You got 3 here, but if you get this one wrong, we're just not going to continue. Bit of a longer one. Here we go.
Cheese.
All right.
You after a night out. At the pub.
I haven't even given you your hint yet. Your hint is stretchy neck.
Stretchy neck. Is it a giraffe? Hey, that's a giraffe.
Correct, a giraffe.
Right,
All
okay.
right.
We're back on the game. We're back on track.
Here it is, your final shot. This is your last shot at redemption.
It's like a gunshot. It's quick.
Your hint.
I'm thinking
they love to dig holes.
I'm thinking a small animal loves to dig holes. A gopher.
It was a rabbit.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I thought so. That was my second guess.
All right, Fresh Fam, over to you. Did we stick it to the man? Let us know so we can have more ideas like this we can do on the show.
Well, you might see this one come back. Popular demand. We have one text in here. Stick it to the man, lads. Don't let those desk warriors tell you what the people want. Respect. Yes, you can join our club.
Absolutely not. But then it's followed up with a sorry, no.
Yep.
Yeah,
Someone else had said, WTF, guys. I'm guessing the man said no because it was just a bad idea.
Please stop. Little dramatic with the please stop. I'll tell you what, we had the man actually walk past our window, double thumbs down.
Yep.
I was trying to lip read. I think there was profanities coming our way. We've got a meeting with him in about an hour's time, so we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how it goes. Usually he's a one thumbs up down kind of guy, but today he's obviously been pushed to the edge and had to resort to 2 thumbs down, so we'll see how that meeting goes.
Yeah, corporate fat cat, not happy. Just got another text in. Stick it to him, stick it to the man, which means we are 2 for 2 right now. We're even.
You hear that, the man? You hear that upstairs?
I'm taking that as we stuck it to the man.
When you get a haircut, you're already in a pretty vulnerable state. I mean, they're playing around with scissors around your face. You know, it's just you have to put a lot of trust into a hairdresser that they're not going to slip on a banana peel or something and
Why
jab
does it always lead back to banana peels with you?
It's the most. It's
not. Don't say it's
the
common.
most likely situation.
No.
I knew a guy that slipped on a banana peel.
Okay,
Story for another day. But
Let's think about what's in a hairdresser. Wouldn't it be like some sort of hair product on the ground that you'd slip on? Wouldn't that be more likely than a banana peel? Like
depends what they're eating for lunch. But Tom, this bloke over in Newcastle, he's copped a massive, I guess, following online for this video because he's fallen asleep in the hairdresser chair.
Yeah.
And he's laid back.
Yeah, he's a tradie.
Yeah.
Had a long day at work and throughout his haircut at some point must have fell asleep.
Oh, tired as. And it's funny, if you look at the timestamps, because the barbershop film him.
Yeah,
they
like time-lapse film him.
And how crazy is that to begin with? Instead of waking the bloke up, he's on display for the whole shop. I mean, they're in main working hours and he's just sleeping there.
So I haven't actually read this article, but I saw the reel last night by chance. Just popped up on Instagram for me. And I watched this video, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why wouldn't they wake him? Like, I would be annoyed. But at one point, they cover his face up with a towel.
Yeah.
I guess to block out any light or anything. But the man's neck is, like, right back. There's no neck support for him. So, like, he would have woken up with, like, a sore-as neck.
Yeah.
A haircut that he's not even sure if he likes yet.
Yeah, because they couldn't... Well, the best part about a hairdresser is that constantly they're asking you, hey, is this good? Is this good? Do you like it this way? They've just gone out on a whim.
Yeah.
He just wakes up with a mohawk or something. And also... I get they're trying to do a nice gesture by letting him sleep and putting a towel on his head, but he looks like he's been mummified or something. He just looks like a freak just sitting in the middle of their shop. It's not good business for them either.
So is he, in the article, has he come out and responded? And is he happy about it?
Yeah, so get what happened. So he woke up after 2.5 hours sleeping there. He's happy with the haircut.
Yeah, because I think in the video, the timestamp he left was about 5:30 or so in the afternoon.
Yeah, he was there for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
He woke up to 38 missed calls.
Oh, from the boss?
Who knows what that was
Where
from?
are you, mate? Smoko was 3 hours ago.
Yeah. And get this right, the worst bit, cherry on top, a massive-ass parking fine.
Oh, no. Do you know what the funniest part of all this is? Recounting back to the actual reel, the video that the barbershop put up, they were going on about what good blokes they are for letting the guy sleep in the chair. But so far, it sounds like he's possibly lost his job, 38 missed calls from the boss. He's woken up to a massive parking fine, a haircut he's not sure he likes, probably a sore neck, and late home for dinner.
This guy's life is ruined.
Yeah.
We can assume.
Over in the Philippines, students are made to take extreme measures to prevent cheating on exams and tests.
Yep.
So they were made to wear these, I guess, for lack of a better word, anti-cheating helmets. And they were basically given these things. There would be boxes that they'd wear on their heads, and it would cover up their peripherals so they couldn't see other people's papers unless they physically turned their head around, which, you know, you would get caught out.
It's a ridiculous sight because, like, why wouldn't you just move the desks so they're far enough away where you couldn't possibly read the papers, as opposed to inflicting neck damage on a student while they're doing a test? These helmets are absolutely massive.
What if they have 20/20?
Yeah.
You know, you can't take these risks.
I don't get it though. It literally looks like the most uncomfortable thing to have on your head. These massive helmets. I just don't know why you do that.
So from what I've heard, they started off with just these pretty basic, you know, box things that they wore on their head. But now the students, they've seemed to have taken their study helmets into their own hand, and they're making their own. One may argue maybe they're spending more time constructing these helmets rather than studying.
Yeah.
But, geez, they're doing a great job. Some of the helmets where you can see, there's a video out there, some of the helmets you can see, there's a Angry Birds one, like the red bird from Angry Birds, and it covers the whole face, and it must just be a little slit down the bottom to see the paper.
No, they're pretty creative.
Yeah, another one is like this massive chainsaw, and like the blade like fully comes out.
Can you imagine failing your test and then being like, you clearly didn't study section 1 about thermodynamics. Sorry, I was making a Ninja Turtle head for myself for the test.
Where's the extra credit?
I wanted to look cool.
I mean, other ones are Minecraft zombie, a samurai helmet. And, like, it does look a little ridiculous watching this video, but I guess it would make exam time a bit more fun. Something to look forward to about exams,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's
Making
interesting.
your exam helmet.
Yeah.
But my question for you, Callum, what would you make your anti-cheating helmet into?
Ooh. I reckon I would do the Daft Punk helmet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I reckon that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do you know what I'd make mine into? The
What?
front of a car.
Oh, yeah.
Right? With rear vision and side mirrors so I can still cheat.
Yeah.